Hi guys, this is Misha Gungile. I just have something very, very important to talk about, and it's very simple. I'm going to be talking about domestic abuse among young couples. I'm talking young couples. If I mean young couples, I mean those that have been married for less than 5 years. And this is not, 5 years is even a long time. If you can stick it together for 5 years, then you must have been doing something very, very good. Okay? But recently, I have found out that lots of couples, less than 2-3 years, they are having issues with domestic violence, domestic abuse, the spouse hitting each other, mostly the man beating on the woman, yelling on the woman, screaming on the woman, shouting at her, intimidating her, and vice versa. It's not healthy. Okay? And one thing I have always told people is, while you guys are dating, the signs have always been there, but you have chosen to ignore it. Just like you go to the restaurant and, something happens, and the way he looks at you, the way he reacts, the way he talks at you, the way he walks away from you into the car, slamming the door, these are little signs that he's not going to be a straightforward guy. He's going to abuse you. Or, you're talking and he kind of raises his hand, wants to hit you. Even if it is a joke, you don't take such jokes as a joke, because by the time you get used to it from day to day to day, he's going to get used to doing it every time. Okay? Now, lots of young women I know that I have spoken, that I know personally, they keep saying they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to discuss it, they are hurting deep down inside. Every time they are crying, every time, they don't even have a relationship. It's that bad, and it's getting to the point of hatred for their spouse. Why do you have to get that far before you seek help from anybody? You don't want to talk about it, but he keeps doing it over and over and over again, to the extent they do it in the presence of the children. You understand what I'm saying? It is not acceptable. Okay? Now, this is what I tell people. If your health is going to be affected, if your emotion has been affected, if your life is no longer safe, if you feel you are in danger, then I think you need to talk about it. You need to seek counsel. You need to seek for help, first of all, because at the end of the day, if you are alive, that is when you can talk about it. If you are dead, there is nothing you can do about it. Okay? You have your siblings, you have your parents, you have uncles, you have aunts. Look for somebody you can talk to. And if you have tried, because I tell people, I'm an advocate for marriage. I don't advise anyone to leave their marriage because of one reason or the other. But if a man raises his hand to beat you, to slap you, to choke you on the wall, then I think that is very, very important. One really, really needs to take a look at it. If your life is in danger, if you feel whenever you see this man, you feel threatened, you can't even open your mouth to talk to him, you don't even know what to say to him, you don't even know how to relate with him, then I think it needs to be checked. You guys need to talk about it, okay? I've had situations, maybe because of his job, I don't want them to know. I don't want to say the word, but F the job. I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, if you die, he's going to marry somebody else. And that's just the truth. Now, you can just hear me use he most of the time. I've seen situations where it's the woman abusing the man. So it is real. It is real. The women abuse their husbands. Okay? If they're the breadwinners in the house, they tend to want to abuse their husband. They tend to want to slap him. They tend to want to throw stuff at him. They tend to want to hit them with whatever it is there. Any form of abuse is abuse. Okay? Even when you use your hand to do like this for your wife, that is where it starts from. Because the minute you do it this the first time, she didn't say anything. You do that the second time, the next thing is going to be a slap on her face. Okay? And simply because she does not want to talk, she's going to keep tolerating all this nonsense. And guess what? The guy is going to keep doing it. It's just the same thing for the woman. She's going to keep doing it. Okay? Now, this is America. I know this is America. but let's forget America or Africa or Europe or wherever. Abuse is abuse. You don't have the right to raise your hand on a woman. Neither women, you don't have the right to raise your hand and slap your husband. Because this is America, he's not going to do anything. You do it the first time, you do it the second time. If he retaliates the third time and he beats you down, what is going to happen? So nobody even has the right. If you know the room is getting so hot, take your shirt and leave. If the man is not leaving, ma'am, please take your stuff, take your child, and leave the house. Somebody has to leave the house. Okay? So pretty much, I don't want us, most especially Africans, to go through the stress of domestic violence. People have died. People have died. People have had brain injury. And at the end of the day, it could be a case of mental health. You know, so the earlier you seek counsel, the better for your spouse, whichever way it is. It might be a mental health situation. It might be something going on, you know, within him, his work. He just doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to deal it. But the only person they can transfer their frustration on is the spouse. And it's because that person is the one that is there, right there and then. Okay, so it could be a case of mental health. Now, even if you no longer love him or you no longer love her, try and make sure that person seeks help, because that's the only thing you can do, most especially when a child is involved. Okay? So please, 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 and please, if you are used to beating your wife, if you are used to hitting your wife, if you're used to abusing her, abuse is not even only physical. It can be verbal. You can use your mouth to kill somebody. You can use your mouth to finish her. Or you can use your mouth to finish your husband. If you are used to doing that, I would please like to beg you to please stop. Okay, that's why we have religious leaders, we have pastors, and some pastors, well, I don't know where. I thank God my pastor is not like that, because he's going to call you to check. But I've had situations where people report issues, situations like this to their pastor, and their pastor keep telling them that, oh, he's going to change, he's going to change. He has done it the first time, he has done it the second time, he has done it the third time, and guess what? These people are holding leadership positions in the church. I mean, what are we talking about? And these are young couples married less than 5 years. How are they going to spend the rest of their marriage? Happy? So if you're not happy in the marriage, I mean, seek counsel. And I promise you, divorce is not a sin. It's not a disease. Okay? If you are not happy, don't get me wrong. If you're not happy, if you feel your life is threatened in that marriage, then I think you need to seek counsel. And let me just say this, divorce is not a sin. Neither is it a disease. So don't simply think, I don't want people to know I'm divorced, I'm going to stick in that marriage. I've had situations of people, like I have a friend, I mean, if she hears this, she knows she's the one I'm referring to. You know, she's like, oh, my mom's marriage was no good, so I tried to stay in this marriage to make sure it works out for me. And at the end of the day, when she almost lost her life, she left the marriage. And she's doing very well by herself. Okay, so you don't have to die in a marriage because you don't want to care what people are going to say. Guess what? If you die, people are going to be the same people to blame you. They will accuse you. They'll be like, why didn't you tell anybody? Why didn't you let us know you were going through so much of stuff? Why didn't you tell us this? Why didn't you that? Why didn't you this? Why didn't you that? And at the end of the day, you are going to be the one to blame. And guess what? The man or the woman is going to move along with his or her life and start off with another spouse. Okay, so please, if you know anybody that is going through this and you don't know how to tell them or discuss it with them, because I promise you, it is very rampant, and that's just the truth. Share this video with them, send it to them. I mean, let them just listen to it by themselves. At least you are not the one saying it. I'm the one saying it. And by the way, this video is my own personal opinion, okay? And I feel I have to say it the way I see it, the way I've heard it happened, because I've heard situations that has happened, okay? It's my personal opinion. It's not any particular person's story. And if you feel this is your story, then you need to check yourself. You need to make amendments. You need to make adjustments. If you are the one beating your wife, you need to stop. If you are the wife beating your husband, slapping your husband, you need to stop as well. Okay, because at the end of the day, anyway, I really don't have much to say. What they say is enough for the wise. That is if you're wise, okay? So pretty much let's try our best possible to save marriages. Let's try our best possible to live healthy lives. Let's try our best possible to create a better marriage experience for ourselves and those looking onto us. Okay? Well, thanks for listening, and have a pleasant day.